1639. Actually, let's do defendants.
Let's do defendants exhibit.
Yeah, we'll do
I'm back for a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll do 1639.
Reacting to day 11 testimony. Looks like there's someone to do the regarding the money that Johnny Depp
This is a letter from
contributed
to the ACLU
on behalf of Amber
August 24th,
as per the divorce
2016,
settlement.
correct? Yes. And as part of your work for your 100 or so
high-profile, high-net-worth clients, you've helped clients set
up pledged contributions to charities before, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And
And sometimes those payments are made over a period of time, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Charitable donations aren't always paid at once, correct?
That
is correct. And when you make payments on behalf of your clients to charities, is it customary for you to send a cover letter like this?
In some instances, yes. In some instances, no.
Okay.
But in
It
all
probably
instances,
depends. Oh, there goes my dog.
there is
Hi.
A signed agreement. And an
No.
understanding when the
Yeah, that wasn't my question. My question was, is it customary for you to send a letter like this?
Rottenborn's being a little less
when you
nasty
send
because I
letters
think
like
this man is
on
an
behalf of
older
your clients,
gentleman.
Do you prepare such letters in the ordinary course of your
That's
business?
nice.
in some instances, yes.
And when you, in the instances in which you prepare those letters, do you then maintain those letters in the ordinary course of your business?
Yes.
Hello.
Your Honor, I move for admission of Defendant's Exhibit 1639.
No objection. All right, 1639 in evidence. You can publish.
Sorry, my dog is happy to see me. Hi.
And Michelle, if you could please just scroll through, Mr. White, I just want you to see there's the letter here. We'll come back.
I still can't believe they publish all this online. Like, it's like no privacy whatsoever, eh? It's
And then there's,
insane.
I guess, the envelope or something, right?
Correct.
Nothing is
You can go
private?
back to the letter, please. So in this
Okay.
cover letter, you tell the ACLU that you're enclosing a check for $100,000 and that the donation is being made in accordance with Ms. Hurd's pledged gift of $3.5 million to the ACLU Foundation, correct?
$3.5 million?
Yes. And you also write that the check represents, just go ahead.
Oh, do you want to go on?
That the check represents the first
Good
of
girl.
multiple scheduled installments, correct?
It was my understanding that
Just
she's
asking
going
if
to
that's what you wrote.
contribute $3 million.
I'm just asking if
Don't cut him off. He's trying to
No, I
talk.
was actually just asking if that's what you wrote.
God, this guy.
Would you ask the question again, please?
Yeah, you write, this check represents the first of
You
multiple
take your
scheduled
time, buddy.
installments to honor the full amount of Ms. Hurd's
I hope it's not
$3.5 million
echoing with the
pledge gift.
audio
My
here.
understanding she was going to contribute the money and has.
Okay, sir, I just asked if that's what you wrote.
Oh my gosh, you're being so rude. Do you not realize how freaking rude you're being
1596.
to this gentleman?
Your Honor, before we go to the next exhibit, can I raise an issue?
Okay, sure.
I know what he's going to do. Hopefully, I really hope he's going to go up there and complain about how Rottenborn is treating this witness because I don't appreciate it. You can do things in a respectful manner, and cutting off your witness mid-sentence is not respectful, in my opinion. It's not what I would do, not how I would handle that. You can still come across and create a case without being, like, I don't understand. If you are asking the question, can't you just let the person answer? He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's going to keep going on and on. I just, let's see what they say. I don't get it.
Mr. White, is this a letter?
Come.
similar to what we just looked at for the ACLU, a letter that you wrote.
Oh my goodness. Why are my animals being crazy because I'm on here?
Yes.
Can you guys just sit and relax? Thank you.
Whatever payment, or sorry, this
This
letter
letter
is
is
one that you would have prepared in the ordinary course of business, correct?
Sorry, guys.
And you would have
Getting
maintained this
distracted.
letter in the ordinary course of business, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Exhibit 1596.
All right, 1596. You can publish in the future.
Come on, Lucy. Come here.
And Mr. White, this letter also says at the bottom that it represents the check that accompanies this letter, represents the first of multiple scheduled installments to honor the full amount of Ms. Heard's $3.5 million pledged gift,
Come here,
correct?
Poochie.
When I composed a letter that was my understanding that she was going to give
Sir, you're
Oh
really not
my
answering
gosh!
my question.
Please, someone
I
object to this
understand that
person,
you
this
wanna-
lawyer.
You want to speak your own narrative here, but my question
Oh
was
my
simply that
gosh!
this letter says that
And what
this
are you
check
doing,
represents
doggy?
the first of multiple scheduled installments to honor the full amount of Ms. Heard's $3.5 million pledge gift, correct?
No,
We can
not
both read
correct.
the letter. The answer is yes.
Thank you, sir. Now, you hosted dinner with Mr. Depp and Adam Waldman in 2016, correct?
I do recall that.
And that was the first
Is Depp
time
sleeping?
that
That is
Mr.
really.
Depp had
I doubt
been
it, but I'm
introduced
just
to the
saying it
world,
looks
correct?
kind of funny.
I do not know that. Be factual.
Now, you are not an expert on California divorce law, right?
Correct.
And you're not an expert on the division of marital property in California, correct?
I'm not an expert, but I've been actively involved in numerous cases involving the disillusionment of marriage and the related proceeds distributed to each respective party.
Good job. You take your time. Is a witness allowed to
Now,
object
you
to the way they're
can't
being spoken to
Give
the
any sort of
judge?
legal opinion
Does anybody know?
or testimony as to whether or not Ms. Heard would have been entitled to more in the divorce settlement with Mr. Depp than she received, correct?
I'm not an attorney at law.
Okay.
I don't render legal opinions.
So
You go.
you've never met Amber Heard, correct?
That is correct.
The first time you've ever seen her in person is here in this courtroom this afternoon, correct?
That's my recollection.
And you have no personal knowledge of whether Mr. Depp engaged in domestic abuse against my client, correct?
I've never witnessed him involved in any abuse, and obviously I would never met her. I could not respond to that inquiry.
So the answer to my question is
You
it's
go.
correct that you have
Don't
no
let him
personal
intimidate
knowledge
you.
of whether Mr. Depp
He's
engaged
rising
in
up to the
domestic abuse
occasion.
against
Good
Amber
job,
Heard.
whatever your name is.
That is correct. I have no knowledge.
Nothing further.
All right, redirect.
This is stupid. I'm not watching much more of this if this is how it's
Can we
going to
pull
go.
up defendants 1596?
Now my animals are settled. I have a cat and 2 dogs sitting up here on the top of the couch. This guy will be nicer.
Sir, can you read the last line of your letter?
This check represents the first of multiple scheduled installments to honor the full amount of Ms. Heard's $3.5 million pledged gift.
What was the schedule for those payments?
They were scheduled. I don't know the schedule because I don't have a copy of any pledge that she made, if that's your question.
Okay, thank you very much. One more question. Has Mr. Depp paid all his taxes?
Yes, he has. He's fully current with all of his federal, foreign, and state tax obligations.
Thank you.
Nice.
No further questions, Mr. Dixon? All right.
No
Is this
further
subject to roll call?
questions. That was nice.
All right, Mr. White, you're free to go.
Refreshing.
Thank you, sir. Just be very careful stepping down there, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good
Be
day.
very careful stepping down. See, this
All right,
guy
next
still got
witness is
answers, but was
remote,
much more
correct?
respectful to an elderly witness. I just,
Give him, don't. Wait a moment.
it's very telling.
Your Honor, maybe we just ask what witness they plan to call?
I see a Mr. Connolly in the lobby, so I'm assuming that must be the one.
Mr. Who?
Okay, good. Good.
We've got 329 people. They usually go till 5. But I will not be on that long because I have some things to do. But we will hold on here for a few more minutes and see what's happening. I'm not sure on how long that last witness was on, but he seemed rattled at first by Rottenborn, but then he kind of rose to the occasion and and started to be a little bit more assertive, which I think he had every right to do considering the way he was speaking with them. You can still get your point across. It takes a little bit more skill and artistry to still get your point across,
Mr. Connolly, can you hear me?
but it's easier to just intimidate and interrupt people, come across in a tone that's not very
Hello.
likable.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Hi. Yeah.
But I guess
Can you
that's his
turn your
choice.
camera on, sir?
Oh, we've got another online witness. Okie
There we
dokie.
go. There we go.
Turn your camera on, sir.
All right, sir, if you could raise your right hand.
I was watching. Oh, we're going to do
Do
the
you
oath
swear
and
affirm to
everything.
tell the truth and have penalty of law?
I do.
All right.
Now, who's this guy? Anybody know? Feel free to write in the chat.
Right.
I don't even know who we're talking to here.
Good afternoon.
And would you please state your full name for the
Oh,
record?
Johnny got a smile there.
Malcolm Connolly.
And Mr. Connolly, where are you testifying from at the moment?
From home, Essex, UK.
In the UK.
And where do you live?
I live in Essex, UK.
Mr. Connolly, what is your occupation?
At present, close protection officer. I've had a couple of professions. I'm a bricklayer at the trade. I was in the corrections facility, Pensionville, HMS prison.
Corrections.
But right now, yeah, I'm a protection officer.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit, just generally, what that means?
It means looking after the personal well-being, physical well-being of any client to detail to.
And how long have you been in the personal security business?
25 years.
Over the course of those 25 years, have you had any other kinds of jobs?
Yeah, as I said, I was a corrections officer for Majesty Prison.
Are you familiar with the plaintiff in this case, Johnny Depp?
I am, yes.
And how do you know Mr. Depp?
I know Mr. Depp maybe about 23 years ago, 24 years ago. I worked for a company called Music and Arts. The guy
I love
who
the
owned that
accent.
company was Jerry Judge. Jerry started working with Johnny way back in the early days, and I was detailed to looking after Johnny's ex, Vanessa Paradis,
Okay.
and Jack and Lily Rose.
Well,
Johnny's
that's
kids.
why he's got such a smile on his
My
face.
job is just to make sure they were safe when Johnny was at work.
Wonderful.
So
No wonder
that
he's
job,
smiling at this man.
after about a year and a half, 2 years,
Took care of his family. Okay, I'm just going to grab my coffee.
over him directly and to find someone else to do the kids and that. And that's how I came across Johnny. That's how I personally met Johnny.
Can you ballpark for us about what year that was?
Oh, 2006.
Okay. And can you generally just tell us a little bit about what you do for Mr. Depp as his security guard?
I will escort Johnny to everyday public places. Make sure he's okay. Make sure he's not in any danger. First of all, do the recce. You go along first. There's usually a two-man team. It's a two-man detail. You go along, do your recce, make sure all the ins and outs are sorted. No compromises.
No. Shh.
They do the job. I look after him. Basically, I look after Johnny whenever we're in the public domain. Whenever there's
I can't really hear this witness very well.
I will look after Johnny.
Okay. And how about the defendant in this case, Amber Heard? Are you familiar with Miss Heard?
I am familiar with Miss Heard, yeah. I first met Miss Heard in probably 2000, and I don't recall the actual date, probably about 2010, maybe around there. She came into the UK to do a promotional job for...
I'm going to try and get the closed captions on here so I can understand what this guy's saying here more.
my boss, Jerry Judge, asked me to take the details. Went to meet Amber, started the job. Amber was with her ex, Tarsha.
Hope you guys can hear this a little bit better than I
Looked after
can.
Amber for a week. Pleasant week, it was fine, great.
Does anything stand?
Sorry, yeah. After that week, I never seen Amber again, so we did the Rum Diaries.
Okay, now I can't hear him at all.
Okay, so let's move to the Rum Diary then. When did you see Miss Heard? Well, how did you see Miss Heard in connection with the Rum Diary?
We've done the Rum Diary premiere. We went to the after show party. I'm busy working, doing my job. Myself and Jerry Judge. Seen Amber across the floor. Amber seen me. Just basically come across the floor, said hello, how are you doing? You know, the usual chit chat. We chit chatted for a minute or two. Johnny asked me how I actually knew Amber. Explained. That's the last I spoke to Amber that night. I was too busy.
You can tell that Johnny likes seeing this man's face.
Did you know at
Probably
the
lots
time,
of good memories with this
well,
guy.
let's back up for a second. Where was that premiere?
Do you know what? I don't recall. I think it was in LA.
Okay.
I don't actually recall.
I feel like it's
Did you
echoing
know
and
at
I'm
the
not
time
really
of
sure
that,
how to fix that. I
premiere
apologize,
in
guys. This is the first time
probably
that I've
LA,
really done
possibly
this,
somewhere
so
else.
I'm really sorry if it's
Did you
really
know at the time
echoey.
that Mr. Depp and Miss Heard were seeing each other romantically?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't. I mean,
Maybe what I'll do is I'll turn it down on this one. I'm going to try the opposite and see.
So maybe a few days later, a few nights later, we got at a dinner party somewhere, a promotional thing, and Amber and Johnny were basically, you know, sparking up. They were getting together. Then I sort of
Sparking up.
there was a romance happening there, budding there. You know?
Okay. Over the course of Mr. Depp and Miss Heard's relationship with each other, about how often would you say you saw them together?
Well, in the beginning, actually not a lot. You know, not a lot. Maybe once a week, twice a week at a push. But then it started. Well, it started maturing into something into a relationship. So more often as time went on, you know.
And as time went on, did you have an opportunity to observe how Mr. Depp and Miss Heard interacted with each other?
At the beginning, you know, lovey-dovey, everything was great.
Another person reflecting their relationship. How awesome is
Yeah,
this?
it's good. I mean, it was great to see Johnny happy again. Amber was, you know, lovely, as she usually is, you know,
Was.
good as gold. Then things started to change. Amber started to change. Amber started getting a bit, I would say, a bit more
Demanding?
feisty, demanding, you know. I could see that Amber wanted to wear the pants in this relationship.
And
I love it. I love it. I love
what
it.
in particular
Wanted to
made you
wear
think
the
that
pants.
you observed personally?
Just the way
Way he spoke, she
wasn't
spoke.
quite right, or Amber could get a bit frosty at the drop of a hat. So as
Frosty.
time went on, you know, I could see them change. I could see Amber change. I could see Johnny getting quieter. We get into the car and nobody was speaking.
Keep in mind, this man's known Johnny for over 20 years,
Things
too.
started changing.
So he's a keen
Amber
observer
started
of
getting a
him
bit
and
more
how things are going in
grumpy,
his relationship.
so to say.
How did she get along with you?
I'm sure she didn't
Absolutely.
even really regard him.
Amber was fine with me. Amber was never anything but professional, polite with me. You know, she was. No, Amber was fine with me.
That's good to hear.
Did you ever see or hear any arguments between Mr. Depp and Miss Heard?
When you say see, I heard. I mean, I could hear at times in certain accommodations we were staying at. I could hear Amber, screaming, you know.
Oh,
I could hear
geez.
shouting and bawling, and I could
Hmm.
hear it going on. Yeah.
That's sad to
But
hear.
I mean, I wasn't there every single night. When we're working in the UK, there's nights maybe I'd get home because Jerry would be there. But yeah, I did hear. Yeah, definitely. For a fact, I could hear sometimes the shouting and bawling. You know, mostly I could hear Amber screaming. You know.
About how I recognize this was years ago, but can you estimate for us how regularly that happened?
I can't say regularly. I can't say it was like every day, but you know, it got more regular. It got more often than not.
Did you ever witness any physical violence between the two of them?
No, never. I'd never seen any physical violence. It's not a thing. It's not a thing people would do in front of security. It's not a thing that would happen in front of myself or Jerry Judge or Sean Bett or something. It just wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. No, I never seen any physical security. I've never seen any hands on. No.
But he heard yelling.
Okay, what do you mean you never saw any hands on?
Well, I never seen any slapping or grabbing or punching or hitting. I've never seen any of that physically.
That was probably for later.
Well, I tell you what,
Sorry, I
there
should
was
have said
an
that.
instance, maybe two instances.
Well, obviously it
come to
did
my mind.
happen, but
One instance was on a private plane. I can't recall if it was a domestic flight or an international flight. I'm sitting, Johnny and Amber, or Johnny, whoever he's flying with, sit up at the foretable up aft, and myself and my colleagues will sit down the forward end of the plane. So I usually look up the fuselage that way, with my back to the nose. Amber had her back to me, Johnny sitting across the table, and there was a bit of bickering going on. I can't hear because, you know, talking about jet craft, I can't actually hear, and it's more animated than verbal. And I see a lighter, a plastic lighter, bounce off his chest, boom, bounce off his chest. So right away I think, oh, this is going to escalate, or it's either going to go one way or the other. I don't think it came to much. I remember Johnny just sort of, you know, smirking and looking away as if to say, you know, well, what is that? It kind of attitude, you know. And
So
Johnny
she threw a lighter at him?
His head against the window and, whoa, I'm out, you know. Another time, I was at the loft apartment. I was in the security room in the loft apartments with a security guard called, do you know what, I can't recall if it was Sean Bett or a guy called Donovan. Anyway, I got the text. I was down there to pick him up to go to the West Hollywood accommodation, and I got the text.
Objection to the extent he's going to talk about what the text is. That's hearsay.
You can just tell us what you observed without looking at without recounting the contents of the text.
Okay. I'm instructed to go and get Johnny, and because we're leaving.
Objection. He just said what he was instructed to do.
All right, I'll state the objection.
What did you do after you received the
Sometimes
text?
it's hard for witnesses to
I
know
go
what to
to
say and what not to say.
The loft apartment. The doors ajar slightly, just a crack in the door. Push the door open and I go in.
Okay,
Shouting, there's a bit of shouting going on.
I will be
I
right
can't
back.
I can't hear. I'm in the wrong area of the apartment. But as I turn to the left into the more of the lounge area, there's a soda can. Like I don't know if it's a Coca-Cola or a Sprite or I don't know what it was. But it's launched from the mezzanine, and Johnny's had this huge TV, the biggest TV I've ever seen. In fact, but this, and it's on this mechanical arm, which is an actual piece of artwork that Johnny had got commissioned. And anyway, this big mechanical arm holds this TV. So this can of pop, you're going to call it pop, smashes on that, but by force, let me add, because it made a bang, boom. And all I can hear is it spraying all over the place. Johnny has already got his jacket on and a bag over his shoulder. That's why he's called me in, because they're leaving. I just pick up the other bags, 2 bags, pick up the 2 bags, put my hand through Johnny's arm and say, right, boss, we're leaving. We walk out the door. We walk out the door and we go. Halfway to the West Hollywood, Johnny's already calmed down, you know, he's like, oh, man, can you...
Objection to the extent he's talking, what Mr. Depp is saying.
All right, I'll sustain that objection. Continue.
If you have, I think we can move on.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Next question.
Just to clarify, Mr. Connolly, when the soda can was launched from the mezzanine, where was Mr. Depp in relation to where the soda can landed?
Probably 10 feet, maybe 10 feet back from that. 10 feet back from that.
Okay, and just to make sure we're on the same page, when you refer to the loft apartments, what are you referring to?
The downtown LA Eastern Building.
Okay. What was your, did you form any understanding as to where, as to who had thrown the soda can?
Objection, speculation.
Hold on, sir.
Speculation.
I'm
I'm just asking if you formed an understanding, and you can state the
Formed
basis
an
for that.
understanding. That's a good way to word it.
Did you, to your knowledge, was Ms. Heard present in the apartment at the time?
Ooh,
Yes.
I'll allow
I
it.
hear her.
that's a good way to. Oh, she
I
allowed
never
it.
seen her
Was she in the apartment?
I could hear her voice. Yes.
And where
Okay.
did your, could you tell where her voice was coming from?
Good spot.
Upstairs, just upstairs.
Okay.
She wasn't on the lower apartment, so I can only imagine she's upstairs.
Other than the,
Her lawyer looks
other
pissed.
than the cigarette lighter and the soda can, anything else similar to that you observed?
No, can't say no.
Did you ever observe any physical injuries on Ms. Heard?
Never, no.
How about on Mr. Depp?
Yeah. Yes. It started off with maybe a scratch once in a while, a swelling, but it got more. It got more. Yeah. I'm not talking that he was marked every week or every 2 weeks, but yeah, he sustained marks there, definitely. He was getting marked.
And can you describe for us what you can remember? Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Hold on, Mr. Connolly, for a minute.
Here we go. Rottenborn has an issue with something. The way he's making the question. They're giving us too much information about who threw the pop can or the something can. At least he's not objecting every 5 seconds. Gosh. Interesting.
So, Mr. Connolly, you can continue responding. I think the question was just, can you generally describe for us what you remember about the marks you saw on Mr. Depp?
Yes. As I was saying, in the prison service, you're taught to pick up, log in your mind, mental logging in your mind, marks, bruises, bully patterns, stuff. What I noticed straight away was most of these marks and most of these things through my training, it's happening in the left-hand side of his face. And it would be scratches on his neck, maybe a fat lip in the corner, maybe a bruising on the eye socket. Still impacts, except for obviously the scratches, maybe on his left ear. Sometimes two marks, 2 lines, 2 trams, 1. Yeah.
Sorry, my dogs are loud.
It was getting more regular. As I say, not every week, but it was definitely happening. Yeah.
Can we see Plaintiff's Exhibit 162, please?
And Mr. Connolly, are you able to see the picture on, I assume you can see it on your screen.
Yeah, please. Yeah, hi, yeah.
And do you,
That is, yeah, I know that picture, I took that picture.
you took the,
Pictures on the audit. Yeah, I took the picture.
can you just quickly tell us what this picture is?
I'm not seeing the picture, but
Miss Heard and Johnny's honeymoon on the Origin Express on the East Line from Bangkok to Singapore. You travel through Malaysia, stop in Kuala Lumpur, and a few other places on the way down. And that is in the,
Lucy, stop.
the dining coach, I think. Yeah, dining coach, that's what that is. The guy on the left there, with the silver band around his, he's the waiter. He's the waiter, the detail to look after us.
I think I'm gonna stop and go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the proceedings.
Mr. Connolly, just hold on one second. Before we continue describing the document, I'd move for the admission of plaintiff's trial exhibit 162 and that it be published to the jury.
Yes.
I'd like to approach.
Okay.
Sounds like this guy is witnessing to say that he saw regularly saw bruising on this man. Well, there you have it. Okay, bye for now, everyone. Let's see here.
All right, and Mr. Connolly, I apologize for cutting you off, but could you just continue to describe for us what we're looking at in this picture?
Oh.
Yeah, as I said, the guy in the bow tie, he's guess what is.
This is on their honeymoon, apparently.
Detail to, you know, fixes up anything we needed. You know, to excursions and transports. And
Sorry, I don't know why it's not showing on here,
Heard.
but try and share the screen again, guys. Sorry.
The guy, that's the chef who looked after this. He cooked for us. He's a great chef, by the way.
There we go.
Yeah, he looked after us. And that's Johnny. And I also noticed, if you look at that picture, like I said, on the left-hand side, under his eye, there's a swelling.
Oh, God, look at his face.
Swelling just on the left-hand side of his nose.
Oh, my
and under his
gosh.
left eye.
Gotta be kidding me.
And what do you interpret that swelling to be?
So what do I interpret it as? That's either he walked into a door or a door walked into him.
Can you tell us anything, and we can take this down, I think. Thank you.
Maybe he was hiding and she was trying to.
Mr. Connolly, can you
goodness
tell us,
gracious.
well, first of all, what, do you recall what year Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard went on their honeymoon in the picture we were just looking at?
Wasn't that
That would, I don't know, 2013? 2013?
Okay, and were you, well, you testified that you took the picture, so you were there, I assume?
Absolutely, yes.
What can you tell us about that trip generally, and particularly focused on how Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard were interacting with each other?